With 9.6 billion people projected to be on the Earth by the year 2050, we are going to face the biggest challenge humans have ever faced in recent history. With continuously growing demands and dwindling resources, we are sitting basically on a ticking time bomb. We have so many current issues ranging from food insecurity, pollution, biodiversity loss, global warming, and international conflict. We already have so much in our hands as it is. Our society as a whole really needs to be more cohesive. We are too divided on issues that concern us, whether it be due to political reason, the wealth disparity gap, and even racial divisions. Industry experts, scientists, politicians, the public, and even all other stakeholders need to work together to instill effective change and adapt to our changing world. Because if we do not adapt to our surroundings, then we as humans will be left behind and live within a world full of chaos and crisis, all because we didn't prepare and plan for the future generation. I feel that one of the biggest things we need to tackle, for example, are our societal problems. People need to communicate better to one another and be more transparent. We need more effective communication so that we can have less conflict and more appreciation and understanding for one another. Many of us have opinions, but they aren't shared. Many of us have ideas, but they haven't come to fruition. And many of us have problems, but they aren't brought out to the light. More people need to have a voice, as many are considered insignificant. And our society cannot thrive if even just one person feels like they can't make a difference. More power needs to come from the community itself and talk about the problems most crucial to them. And from there, we must have those who represent us fairly and listen to us take it to heart and feel as though they understand what we have to say, and as the average citizen, we feel important. With skills I've acquired throughout my college career, I want to work extensively with the government and the public in establishing more effective environmental policy to create a healthier planet for the people and nature itself. I want to establish more sustainable regulation so that we are able to provide for the future generations to come. Some of the experience in tackling some of these challenges I've acquired from being in the Challenge 2050 class, Global Issues, during the fall semester of 2015. A few classmates and I had to present in front of several established faculty members from the University of Florida, and as well as some members of the highly revered Wedgeworth Leadership Institute. Our group was delegated to a specific system, which was food, and in this case we had to come up with an innovation that would help establish sustainability as well as practicality. What we came up with was establishing a vertical farming system that would be funded by ISIS in cities with an abundance of abandoned homes such as Detroit. We wanted to put these homes to good use and provide not only food for the community, but also jobs, an opportunity to get out of poverty, and as well as a sense of community empowerment. With so little space left for agricultural purposes, especially in the city, vertical farming we felt was the best way to go, as it would save on construction costs and space. As well, this semester I applied for the second annual UF Global Health Case Competition and was selected among hundreds of applicants. I was put into a group with 5 other random students ranging from PhD students to undergraduates such as myself. The purpose of the competition was to bring in people from various backgrounds and other walks of life, with majors varying from engineering to public health and even computer science. It was an interdisciplinary based competition, and it improved my skills in collaborating with others. The main problem we had to address was based off of the recent Ebola crisis that had swept over the Ivory Coast of Africa. We had to come up with a solution within 5 days to deal with the healthcare worker shortage in Sierra Leone, all while working against a multitude of cultural and socioeconomic factors. We had to come up with a solution that would be sustainable for the coming years, as well as be able to fund this venture. But through it all, our team won first place out of 8 teams, and our solution was basically a comprehensive reform of the educational system for the country's primary and secondary schools, as well as establishing a profitable butterfly farm so that for Sierra Leone's endemic species of butterflies, in order to breed and sell these to potential buyers all over the world. And in turn, these funds would go into purchasing medical equipment, as well as building new hospitals and clinics. We then went on to represent the University of Florida in the National Global Health Case Competition hosted by Emory University. And we went on to propose a solution to an even more complex problem of reducing gun violence in the country of Honduras. As I've learned from systems thinking, everything we do is interconnected, just like how everything in nature or the natural world is interconnected. Many of us don't realize it, but we affect one another in more ways than we can imagine. This is why I also feel effective communication is of the utmost importance in solving all of these issues. Only through effective collaboration can we bring about effective change. We need to be a lot smarter in how we use our resources and understand how we're affecting ourselves in the process. I want to do my part working with international organizations and making sure that our biodiversity can still be preserved, and also make sure that people can live in an environment with less pollution and degradation. For hundreds of years, we have used nature for our gain and luxury, but now is the time to regain our composure and do what is necessary in order to reverse some of these negatives, or at least do what we can to help keep it from becoming worse. Now, of course, we can't just simply turn back the clock on what we've done, but especially since economics comes into play for much of our decision making these days. But by working together, we can create a compromise that will benefit everyone in the long run and look out for everyone's interests, instead of just benefiting one group for the short term.